Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time zone you are in. This is Prevent-A-Thon 2, and I am Trainer Anade, your host for the first part of this day. We're going to start you off right with a pre-recorded interview between Selkuth Mind and Jennifer Martin of Little Warriors, talking about Little Warriors, the charity we are supporting today.
Hello everyone, my name is Selkuth Mind, or Self for short, and I am so excited to introduce you to Prevent-A-Thon. With me I have Jennifer Martin from Little Warriors. Jennifer, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for participating in this fundraising event for Little Warriors. I'm Jennifer Martin. I am the CEO here at Little Warriors, and just so grateful that you guys are all come out today to help support our organization and help heal children and their families who've been impacted by child sexual abuse. Thank you.
Yes, thank you everyone for watching and being involved. So Jennifer, for those who don't know much about Little Warriors, I know you sort of hinted at it there, but could you explain, just very simply what Little Warriors is all about?
Yeah, you bet. Little Warriors has been around for 10 years, and we treat survivors of child sexual abuse in an intensive 7-week program here at Be Brave Ranch. We are located in Alberta, and our center of excellence is trauma-informed and clinically evidence-based. In other words, there is proof this program works. We have a partnership that we've invested in every year with the University of Alberta Psychiatric Department, and they independently, as a third party, measure our outcomes. Really important because we want to make sure that the therapeutic program that we've developed here is truly making a difference. So we know it is. We've also got published research. So in other words, Little Warriors, the program here, truly does work. We treat hundreds of kids, mostly from Alberta, but also from across Canada. We treat them here thanks to the generous support of the community. And we have 55 therapists, psychologists, transitional coordinators that support kids aged 7 to 17, as well as their families, because we want to make sure that they have this entire world and network of support around them when they go home from the Be Brave Ranch to continue their healing. We're giving them back their childhood, and we're actually allowing them to become also productive members of the community as they grow up. So we know when we help children who've been sexually abused deal with their trauma, they aren't experiencing issues of addiction, inability to hold down a job, have relationships. We're keeping people from being on the streets, being violent, all of those things that we've seen in our communities as issues. So we're really part of not just this individual's own healing and getting their childhood and their life back and their future back, but also as they do that, it's good for all of society in the communities that they come from.
Yeah, it's amazing work. I'm always so impressed by the research I see coming out of Little Warriors and how it's just so evidence supported. So there's, of course, the Be Brave Ranch, but what other programs does Little Warriors have?
Well, we've got a Prevent It program, which is for adults, and it helps them learn how to spot child sexual abuse and how to report it, how to speak to a child that you think might be going through sexual abuse. We know that, unfortunately, children are being abused at far greater rates than anyone realizes. So whether you're a parent, a neighbor, a coach, a teacher, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a friend, there is sexual abuse happening all around us. And all too often, adults just don't know the signs. They are often just super trusting of individuals that, well, that's what they want them to do, trust them. And so we run the Prevent It program. It's free. Anyone can take it across Canada, either online, it can be self-led, you can do it at your own pace, just takes an hour or two, or you can ask for a facilitator to lead a group. Maybe it's at your place of employment, or with a bunch of friends, with a sports team. So that's Prevent-A. And as I mentioned, we run a family program. The survivors that we have here at the ranch, we invite their families to come for a long weekend, a Thursday to a Sunday, and we make sure we're supporting them too, and helping them bring their child home to an environment that will continue their recovery. We are also building a couple of new buildings. So we realize that the need is great. We're working on a 40-bed expansion building for children and teens. So that will double our capacity here at Be Brave Ranch. And we're also working on a facility to support our children as they move into adulthood. So just because you turn 18 or you're in your early 20s doesn't mean that you might not continue to need the support of Little Warriors. So our lighthouse is something that we're building for adults who've been sexually abused as children. Our children can transition into that program to continue their healing, but also there may be adults who finally are able to come to grips and disclose what they went through as children and have been suffering for years. 95% of people who were sexually abused as children never tell anyone. So our lighthouse will help young adults of any age that need healing from child sexual abuse. So lots going on here at Little Warriors.
Yeah, so many different things. It's always exciting to hear the news of what's new and what's upcoming. I understand that you are one of the newest staff members to Little Warriors. What drew you to get involved?
Well, yeah, I have joined here in June, late May, June, and it's truly a dream job. I see kids going by my office, outside my window, and I just think, what did someone do to you? We are an intensive program, so the kids that come here have been through the worst. And so it's just so rewarding to help them heal. Me and my kids did go through trauma. It wasn't sexual abuse. It was a suicide. And we experienced that firsthand in our home. And so I know what it's like to feel traumatized and to need to get actual help that truly works. So as an adult who struggled with PTSD from that experience and helped my children get through the suicide in our home, I just thought, if I knew what that felt like as a capable adult, what must these kids who've been sexually abused be feeling? So even though it was a different kind of trauma, when the opportunity came to join here, I had to step in and help and do what I could, because I know how terrible that feels. I know what it's like to go through the days with intrusive thoughts, not being able to sleep, not feeling worthwhile, not feeling valuable or lovable. And so the fact that I can be a part of an amazing team to help kids feel better again is just, like I said, a dream job. Also, I was I've always volunteered on a board of directors for charities for the last 20 odd years, just doing my bit as an Albertan. And so to shift into a paid role where I get to do it every day, kind of added on that experience of volunteering for a bunch of different charities. I've always kind of gravitated to helping kids too, because they're kids. We need to help them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing some of your story. It's always interesting to hear how people get involved in such important causes like this. We had a question from our community. They're wondering if there's plans for work or locations in other places, because of course this is not just a problem in Canada, it's a problem everywhere.
We do accept children who come to us from other parts of the world because we're a nonprofit, and of course funding is always an issue. We do make sure there are no financial barriers to treat children in Canada. If they can't support Little Warriors or the families, we make sure that we can treat them. Children from around the world, we do require financial support for their therapy. We're always full. The need is so great. What we are intent on doing is sharing our expertise and knowledge, barrier free, to make sure that what we're doing here at Little Warriors could be provided to other children elsewhere. We are focused on this facility here in the natural setting of the calming, peaceful countryside in our Dawson in central Alberta. We've got a center of excellence here. So, much like the Betty Ford Clinic or the Mayo Clinic, this is our physical home base, but we certainly do want to support, as I said, the sharing of our knowledge and our expertise so that we can expand outwards. Right now, as I said, we are focused on putting more beds here where we can properly manage our program. So kind of twofold, making sure that we've got more capacity here at our existing site, which has been our home base and our center of excellence for 10 years. But absolutely, you want to make sure that others could do what we are doing if they so choose. What that path looks like is something I'm really excited to help build as a CEO, a network, if you will. So that more people can get help otherwise. But for the time being, we're focused on running the ranch here and serving as many people as we can, and certainly creating that network of knowledge and expertise for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And of course, the Prevent-A program, with it being their online component, the wonderful thing about online is it's accessible anywhere in the world. So
yeah, I should also mention we have our Be Brave Bridge, and that is an online program. Families, teens, children. There are modules for each age group, and also parents. So a lot of our children move into the online program after they've been here at the Be Brave facility, but also we intake other people that haven't physically come here but need the help of a therapist or the tools and resources on the Be Brave Bridge online modules. There's also facilitated programs where they don't have to physically travel to the ranch, but they can have access to our therapies. So Be Brave Bridge is also something that people can explore through our Little Warriors website. So again, just so much going on.
Yes, endless things happening. Yeah, I think those are all the planned questions. Is there anything else you would like to say to viewers?
I just really want to thank everybody who's involved in the Prevent-A-Thon. We rely on Albertans and Canadians to support the work that we are doing here, both on clinical research, constantly improving our therapy, delivering the therapy to the children that we support with you to come here and get their childhoods back, to heal, to have a future and go back out into their communities and become healthy, functioning members of society who can enjoy their lives again. So thank you. Thank you from the kids who are here, the kids who will serve in the future, and all of the staff and our board of directors. Thank you so much for supporting this work.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Jennifer.
Have a wonderful event.